Hey, what's up guys? It's Lance Thompson TV again, and here I want to really talk about Mission Impossible 5 Rogue Nation. I just came out of the theater from seeing this film, and I can tell you one thing. This was a really good, actually great movie. I want to use another word right now, but I don't want to put any profanity or any cursing on this channel, so like in order to refrain from that, I'm just going to say it's a freaking good movie. It's a great movie, and I suggest everybody go see it. Honestly, this is the 5th installment to a franchise that I've really loved since day one. I've seen all Mission Impossible, starting from number 1, number 2, number 3, Ghost Protocol, and now Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. I mean, everybody is great in this movie. Ethan Hunt is back. Tom Cruise, he is just, I don't know, like, to me, in my opinion, he's one of the hardest working actors in Hollywood. I don't care what anybody says. The guy does his own stunts for one, and it seems like every movie he's done recently has been either decent or really good. And, you know, Jack Reacher, the same director from that film, Christopher McQuarrie, was signed on to direct this movie, and, you know, it just goes to show that, you know, Tom Cruise and Christopher McQuarrie, they're on that level together, because I really enjoyed Jack Reacher. I thought it was a really decent, really solid action film, and even though that was a very small scale compared to this film, it still showed what can be done with the action aspect of Tom Cruise and a good director helming the film, and this really just put everything together. Simon Pegg was great. Ving Rhames, he had more to do in this movie. Ghost Protocol, he only showed up for like one scene, and that was the ending. This, you actually see a little bit of him. He actually helps out with the mission. There's this new girl, Rebecca Ferguson. She was fantastic. This was like a breakout role for her. She was terrific. She's gorgeous. She's beautiful. She has great blue eyes. She has a great presence. And I just feel like she played a great spy girl. And I honestly feel like she was one of the main highlights of this film. And she just did a tremendous job. I haven't really seen much of her in other films. I heard she was in a film called The White Queen in 2013 that got her, I think, an Emmy or Golden Globe nomination. I'm not sure, one of the two. And she just really hit everything out the park. I really think Christopher McQuarrie directed her very well, and she was just playing her role to the fullest, and I just can't wait to see what I see next of her, because she was just fantastic. Alec Baldwin actually showed up in the film too, and I wasn't really expecting him, even though I had seen him in the trailer. I was like, oh wow, Alec Baldwin, he's come back. Oh, that's pretty cool. Like, you know, I haven't really seen him in like a mainstream film for a while. I think the last film I saw him in was Still Alice, and that was a relatively independent film that won Julianne Moore the Oscar. Jeremy Renner is also in this film, and he reprises his role from the previous film in which he played an agent that was signed on to help Ethan Hunt, and, you know, some mystery was evolved around his character that they didn't really mention at all in this movie, but that doesn't even matter, because this movie is just really made for like the action aspect. The action was really well directed. I really liked the pacing of the fight scenes. There was this one great scene in particular that involved motorcycles, and it was fantastic. Excuse my language. It was freaking fantastic, and it was just really awesome to see on screen. Like, the pacing was really what I really enjoyed about this movie. The pacing, how it went from one scene to the other, then an action scene, then it was a narrative scene, then it was another action scene. This film, compared to Ghost Protocol, I think was actually just as good, if not better, than Ghost Protocol, and I'm gonna tell you why. This actually had a decent villain. I mean, Ghost Protocol, even though that was a great movie, done terrifically by Brad Bird, I still felt that one of the main weaknesses of that film, probably the main weakness of that film, was the villain. And you didn't really give a shit about him. Like, you didn't care. But in this one, you know, you kind of get like where the character is coming from just a little bit. You understand why he's doing what he's doing, and he just does a decent job, I think, as a villain. It's not a Bond villain, of course. Like, it's nothing like that, you know what I mean? You know, if you think about Mission Impossible, it's technically like almost like the American version of James Bond. You know what I mean? Like Ethan Hunt being James Bond. However, it's not like they don't really have too many big characteristics with each other. They have completely different personalities, but they still both fight and they still both are spies for their respective governments. I really can't think of too much bad I can say about this movie. If there's any flaws, I really can't think of right now, because I don't want to just like rate this movie and then be like, oh wow, that's so high, you know what I mean? I want to have some reason behind, if you know, I want to like understand, I want to analyze this film just so I could understand for myself if this movie was really that good. So let me just take a moment. I mean, like, to be honest with you, this movie knew what it wanted to be. This movie knew what it wanted to be, and it succeeded in every level. I mean, I'm not going to sit around and say that this is a flawless film, because honestly, it would take a lot out of me to say that. It would really like degrade the meaning of a flawless, masterful movie. So I'm gonna grade this film based on the type of film it's supposed to be, the genre it is, and what people can expect and what they're gonna come out of watching this movie. People, I believe, are gonna come out of this movie really feeling relieved that they finally saw a good action film, other than Mad Max this year that has come out. And you know what? I'm just gonna give this 10 out of 10. This movie was great. Please go see it. It's a tremendous film. One of my favorite movies of the year, and I put it up there just with Mad Max. I mean, sure, Mad Max, even if it's an action film, it still is very, very different than this movie, so I can't really compare the two. But I can definitely say that this is a breath of fresh air, and I encourage everyone to go see this movie, because it really needs to make its money back and more. Alright guys, thanks for watching this. That's just my little review, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please come back for my next video, and if you do, I'll love you forever. You guys have a great night, and I'll talk to you soon. Alright, peace.
Part-time love is